What's up, honeys? It's KingBritneyChanel. You already know I am back with another video. So it appears that TS responded to Tasha K's video of receipts about, who is running that Joy's Patreon page, because she definitely kind of, showed us or pointed us in the right direction to say that that wasn't Joy's Patreon or Instagram page. And it definitely was some audio shared about TS and them, and he definitely responded to that. I'm gonna give my commentary on all of this, but before we do, definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Before we get started, honeys and Team King, and always definitely make sure you hit that notification bell, okay? Definitely make sure your notifications are turned to all notifications for this channel, as well as make sure that you're frequent in the channel so that you do not miss out on the latest videos that I put out. Okay, so before we also get started, I just wanted to let y'all know that that Patreon that we thought belonged to Joy was shut down. Earlier today, TMZ have reported that a source with Patreon was saying that the page would have had to bring up verification to stay open, and it has since been closed down. So I just wanted to say that because I recorded this video before the page was shut down, okay? But the page has been shut down, y'all. Enjoy the video. So let's talk about this whole TS response to Tasha K. Number one, I'm excited that Tasha K put out receipts about this Patreon and this Instagram page, because it got the ball rolling, which in the direction I feel that things needed to go, as far as stopping this person, if this is not Joy, from taking money from the public and impersonating somebody that it's not, okay? So her putting out the receipts definitely got the ball rolling, because TMZ also reported that a source over at Patreon is basically saying that the page on Patreon is going to have to provide some receipts, being that it's a crowdsourced funding website, and they need to verify that it's her, because money is being collected, okay? So people are, subscribing to this under the pretenses that they feel like this is this girl. And TK definitely provided a lot of good points on why this is probably not, and pointed us in the direction of some things to side-eye, basically. Now, y'all heard her put out the audio about Joy's family, and she, talked about a little bit about how she played the audio with Tim, basically saying, he's about his millions and all this other stuff. And, Kay got a wife now, and he's about his millions. We went over, the different things that we felt odd that this particular family was doing. One of y'all even brought to my attention that it was a whole Cash App. This whole situation was weird. A whole Cash App was on, this bizarre profile that is, I guess, appearing or trying to, act as if it's Joy's profile. And I'm just like, this is wild. Also, I was receiving a lot of receipts from y'all where y'all was pointing out the Prego test that was shown on the Patreon looked eerily similar to a Prego test from a prank video that their other daughter Jay did, because it's a lot of y'all, it was a blogger who did a video on it on YouTube, and I found out the person name, honey, I'm gonna put it in the chat for y'all. But I watched the video because it was a lot of people sending me a screenshot of the girl prank video, and how this supposed Patreon that was Joy's had a Prego test on there. So, a lot of people kind of was suspicious because, the girl do prank videos and stuff like that. And a lot of y'all kind of was like, was this a prank for the public? I don't know if those people are responsible for that Patreon or that Instagram, y'all. I don't know. I'm saying if it is the case, which I'm hoping that it's not, okay, that would be real messed up. If somebody was trying to use their daughter's, like I said, trauma to come up and get fame and all that. That would be bugged out. So Tim was on his live, honey. Y'all sent me the video. It just seemed like he was giving a pastor's sermon. I'm not buying it, okay? I'm not buying it. And the reason why I'm not buying it is because you wasting your energy going back and forth with TK. And to me, it really is no point trying to refute no audio, because the point that he was trying to refute is that, the audio was chopped up or whatever. But we're clearly hearing you say, it don't matter what way you split that, I'm going to get my millions, right? I'm going to get my millions, and he got a wife. You feel what I'm saying? And I guess he was saying that was audio from Don R. K's manager, I guess, at the time or whatever. And he claimed that was going on due to the fact that he was playing in a role. But honestly, I'm going with my gut feeling and what I believe in. And, the Most High God say, out of the abundance of the heart, that is what that is what the mouth speaks. And we have looked at the actions of these people and looked at certain stuff that we were saying. So we could put certain stuff that he was saying. Why are you just now questioning about how your daughter is doing and different things, but you got time to talk to TK about receipts? When, if this was in fact your daughter on this Patreon and she's voicing the different trials and tribulations that was going on in her life, why were they not vocal saying that I should have been there for you when this first came out? Like, saying, Joy, if this is you, I'm here for you. No, that's not what was going on. A single was being promoted. I mean, you got the other little girl trying to get her singing career, YouTube career going, honey. And I'm like, who in the world would want anything to do with the entertainment business after all of this has transpired with their daughter being with the likes of Kay? Okay? People sitting around, I'm seeing families doing interviews like they celebs. Like, let me tell you, the only celebrity people in this situation. Kay is the only celebrity in this situation, okay? Only celebrity. Through association in dating this man, okay? Because Joy, at the time, they say that she was 19. She became, it's kind of like, how Karrueche dated Chris Brown, and through association she became kind of like celebrity status after that, right? That is who is celebrity. You can't, it don't work like that. You just thinking that you just about to be celebrity telling somebody else's story, folks. And I just felt like when I heard that, I'm like, make millions off of what? Like, even if you was playing along with something, would you really be focused on saying something about millions of dollars? Or is that where your mindset was at? You feel what I'm saying? Because it's some things that's in your heart that will come up out of your mouth if it's in your heart. See, if you ain't thinking about that, if it's just about your daughter and it's just about, peace and getting yourself together, then all this fame stuff and publicity and stunts and trying to walk red carpets will be the last thing on your mind. I'm telling y'all. Now, I'm not saying that them people is responsible for that Patreon and that all that other stuff. I'm just saying that I'm suspicious due to the fact that you just now making a statement and you arguing with a blogger who at one time was helping them. Now that she was helping get that story out, because anybody who been watching TK know that she been on the whole K situation for a long time or whatever, putting out exclusives on that. So my whole thing is the actions that's transpiring and happening around the time that your daughter is supposed to be telling her story and probably in a vulnerable state. You got time to go back and forth with bloggers. And once again, with these La Policia reports and stuff like that, where have we heard, folks have been saying that, to kind of, they feel shut them up or try to shut them down. That's what the stunts that be pulled and all of that. So, once again, we seeing that. And then I'm just not buying it. Like, all of, rehashing the stories and the childhood nickname and stuff like that, I'm just not buying it. I feel like, why in this moment? We done heard from Gerald, we done heard from the daughter, and I feel like as much as these folks have been in the press and on stuff, you wouldn't come out immediately if somebody is, I would say, trying to impersonate your daughter for cash, to at least be like, yo, like, is this you? And to get out in front of that. But it's like, okay, around that time, quieter than a church mouse, and then we find out a news clip was done in New York, and we already looked at how the whole how CK played the clip, and how the similarities of the timestamp. The person claimed they was going to New York on that profile, and then they was in New York, so it's just a lot of stuff that is just not adding up with this whole story. And it just seems like, why go back and forth with a blogger or somebody that you feel like is not, putting out what you think they should put out, when your daughter should be the number one priority. And I haven't seen that. I mean, I have not seen that in this particular situation. I've seen singles be promoted. I've seen, that now, news clip that TK put out. So now we know who was on Good Morning. And to me, it seemed like the priorities is messed up. I think, we've heard stuff about reality TV and all kind of stuff like that. And it just really seems like it's a lot of fame-driven motivation, folks. And then I'm excited that Patreon is now, according to TMZ, trying to get down to the bottom of who page this is. With the news, who has, they millions of dollars they bringing in, and they're going to get down to the bottom of, through investigative journaling, who is the owner of that page. I don't know why folks would get themselves involved with stuff, but we are in a culture of, I feel, I would call it the cancel culture, where I would hope that these folks didn't do that, because if in fact that's true, you feel me, or it's looking a little bit too much like it's true, how people are. That is going to be the narrative. And then I'm going to tell y'all what the narrative is going to be. The narrative is going to be that these folks really only care about being famous, and they don't really care about that girl. And I mean, they just going to be proving a lot of people right about them, if that's true. Now, I'm not saying that it's true, but I'm saying that it's a lot of things that's not looking right. You got one daughter being marketed as a social media influencer, and kind of capitalizing off the, I would say, the fame of her sister's story. So it just seemed like everybody is capitalizing off of the sister's fame and story due to her association of being Kay's girlfriend. So people talk about them Kardashians, honey, but we ain't talk about how these folks is out here acting, okay? They capitalizing off this situation from the looks. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? If you think about it, everybody is sitting there waiting on the girl Joy to tell her story. A page that's not even her Instagram page got 80K followers. And y'all know what the type of money that Instagram influencers and social media influencers on YouTube can make. The possibilities. It's a lot of possibilities. Folks is becoming whole millionaires. So it's just like, looking at this whole situation, when I heard him on that audio talking about millions, I kind of feel like, I don't know, it's looking to me like, what millions would you be making? Like, how would you even if what he was saying, because he was saying that the recording was chopped up, and that had something to do when he was trying to talk to, I guess, the manager of K and stuff like that, and he was trying to make him, I guess, look a certain type of way, or for him to get the other dude to get jammed up some type of way to tell on himself. I don't know, but he really ain't really want to go into that, I guess, for purposes. But it just seemed to me that you would be saying that if millions was on your mind. And this is like I said, the only reason to me a person would go and make a side Patreon is if that person is not really that girl, Joy. Because Joy would be able to show her face on any media network right now and be a millionaire. But a person that's, not her is not a millionaire. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody really wants to hear from them. These people, honestly, I'm not even trying to be funny. They got their 15 minutes of fame being on the news and stuff when this first happened. Like, oh, we the parents of such and such and such. Now, don't nobody want to hear that. They only want to hear from the last two girls that was with Kay. And, when they ready to tell their story. Those are the golden ticket folks here. So, to me, it seemed like from the actions, you could see capitalization happening. The sister, she done capitalized off the buzz of the sister being a girlfriend of Kay. Because I was watching a video, she was like, I'm trying to get my music career. And I'm like, why in the world is the sister trying to get a music career after everything that happened with the other sister? It's crazy to me. But that's just, I'm making observations. I'm not saying that these people, as I said, is responsible for this Patreon. But I'm just saying that the activity that these people are exhibiting is very odd to me, when supposedly their daughter, people was trying to figure out if their daughter, who from the sounds of what was being read on that Patreon, was in a vulnerable position. But you ain't make time for that. You made time to respond to Tasha K putting out receipts. And Tasha K put out receipts because it was public outcry of who was responsible for this Patreon. Because if y'all think about this, right? If y'all think about this, somebody impersonating another person to receive funds on a crowd, source funding website. What do you call that, folks? That's fraud activity. So I don't even know why folks didn't, whoever was responsible for this Patreon page, I don't know why folks didn't think that all the way through in the first place. And then also, it was public outcry, like, yo, where's the parents at? Like, why are they not responding to somebody, that could be potentially impersonating their daughter or things like that? You feel me? So, I don't know. It just seemed like the focus to me should have been earlier on when this page first surfaced. If they was concerned like that. I feel like every other time, they was making media, ruckus and all that other stuff. And TK kind of talked about that. She was like, when the L time cameras was rolling, that's when you seen the most fuss about stuff. And then you hear on the audio, old boy saying, oh, my daughter don't need me now, she got K. And honestly, how would that make a person implicate themselves in a way for La Policia to bring them in? You feel what I'm saying? So I don't believe him when he's up there talking about them audios was chopped up. We heard him saying exactly what he said. Okay, and it's like, I understand some people saying the way they switch certain stuff around would make it seem like I was saying that, but he clearly said out his mouth, I'm gonna make my millions, and he got a wife. So to me personally, if you combine that with the actions that have been displayed, you can see that it's some fame-driven motivation there, though. Whether folks want to admit it or not, it's definitely some fame-driven motivation. And I don't think that I think that TK was correct. I think that maybe the girl do not want to deal with them folks due to all of the rigmarole and things that they put her through. He mentioned something about the the her stuff. You get what I'm saying? The gift that you don't want to receive type stuff. And he basically was apologizing to the girl Joy, and was saying that he didn't really, I guess, I don't know, the way he was making it sound like he was hearing things about Kay and the gifts that you don't want to receive, and he felt concerned, I guess, for his daughter. And everybody else talked about that intervention and him putting his daughter out there certain ways to be displayed to the public. But to me, I just personally feel like telling too much, personal stuff about your daughter's trauma sometimes could do, I would say, more harm than good, honestly. And that's just how I kind of feel about that. I feel like what TK was saying, maybe that's why the girl don't really want to be bothered, because who really wants to be embarrassed in the public like that? It's one thing admitting, that you yourself may have went through a pregnancy, or you yourself was dealing with a man that was just not necessarily the right man for you. But to have your parents doing news exclusives and stuff like that. Now, I understand he said that he wanted to, help. He felt like he had to do what he needed to do to get her up out of there and to get other young women out of there. But at the same time, certain embarrassing stuff, I don't think so. I feel like, people know for a fact that the more juicier the details are, the more people pay attention and the more that you could sit down for exclusives. That's kind of what I'm getting from it. Like, all honesty. And I feel like he did address, because TK was talking about he would walk around with that black box. He claimed that's a charger that he uses to charge his phone, and folks could look it up. But to me, it seemed like a sermon. It seemed like a spiritual that we was listening to. The time, it's like the time for you to have done that would have been if, in fact, when this page was out and you was wondering if that was your daughter. Okay, how when you looking at those parents on the news sometimes when something happens to their child, and it's like even at the thought of something being their child or their family member or loved one, they be out in front of the press, out in front of it, like pleading with the person like, hey, is this you, let us know, give us a call. You give us a call days and days later after 3 chapters of this foolishness was on the internet. And it's just so wild to me. And let me just say this while I got y'all on here. It is so wild to me that we are in a generation where people just believe anything that they read or they see. They don't be trying to fact check nothing. And then, because it's a lot of people that gave to this man in the belief that was that girl. Nobody was asking. I didn't see not a person, honey, asking for no verification. It was big box media reporting that like that was that girl. And, the public was like, yo, what is going on with this? Is this girl? People are giving money to this. So I kind of felt bad for the people that was giving money to it. Some people probably was giving money to it because they wanted to be nosy. Some people just honestly wanted probably to support that girl. And that's the people that I felt bad for. Because I'm like, wow, like, we are really in a society where people just be rolling with stuff. And it's just crazy. Like, please understand, folks, you have every right to be asking and questioning things. Don't just take stuff at face value because somebody said something. or because stuff you always supposed to look deeper into stuff, okay? You always supposed to look at stuff through face value. And that's why I don't understand, like, being on YouTube. Like, I literally have people trying to come for me because I have questions. I'm gonna ask as many questions as I want to ask about something, if I feel like I want more clarity on something, especially something that is being presented to the public, especially when funds is being secured for stuff, especially if I feel like I want more clarity on a situation that has been presented to the public. Now, people personal business is their personal business, but stuff that's presented to the public, you have every right as a person with a brain to ask questions. Do not allow nobody to harass you and think that you don't have the right to ask questions. Do not allow nobody to harass you to make you feel like your opinion don't matter and that you gotta roll with their belief system, because that's not true either. We don't live in that sort of society, folks. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, their own belief system, and people need to stop trying to, I guess, to me, la police, okay, everybody's opinion about stuff. And then too, I want to also put this out there while, like, I got y'all on here. Just because a person give commentary on somebody does not mean that they're hating on somebody. Everybody is entitled to their opinion about stuff that's presented to the public. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody's entitled to ask questions about things. You don't have to just roll with something because the group. I'm not a person, y'all, and I want y'all to really realize, I'm not a person that's a group think type of person. And that's why a lot of people be irritated with me, because I'm always asking questions. I'm always wanting, you know, a higher perspective or a clear understanding of things, I would say. So it's just like, this is how, because people was not asking questions, how you had mad people given to a Patreon that was not verified, and then now come to find out TK via her receipts, we now know that that's probably most likely not that girl. And then two, Patreon is going to be what really sign, seal, and deliver the information, because if they don't get verification, then that account is going to be closed, because it's getting funds and stuff. So that's why we need more people asking questions instead of just rolling with stuff, honey. You got to. Don't be one of them people that just roll with anything that you hear, see, or whatever. Always look into situations. And I don't know anyway, y'all, why whoever who made that Instagram or that page, they must have not been on this internet when that whole J4K was going on, honey. Because these people on the internet, honey, they need to hire them on the FED and these other institutions, because they do detective work. They going through things you said on posts. They going through your old Facebook, honey. They calling your job, everything else. I don't know why these people played, honey. Why they played. Like these people wasn't going to really dig up any information they could. Bro, when I tell you I got them receipts about the Prego test that the girl did that prank with versus the Prego test that was on that Patreon, I was laughing so hard. I was like, yo, these people is looking all in to this family. They trying to figure out who page that is. They trying to figure out who Patreon that is, honey. And I feel like they gonna get down to the bottom. I'm losing my voice a little bit, y'all, but I just had to give my opinion on this, y'all. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I definitely feel like this is wild, and I'm definitely looking forward to see what is going to happen with this TK and TS situation, because I feel like TK only put out what the man said. Honestly, he said what he said. I mean, I don't understand how you could blame her for you saying that you was gonna make your millions. I don't understand how you could be even mad at that. That's something that you said. So I don't know, y'all. I'm praying for the young lady, that her safety, her peace of mind is intact, and that she just can live her life and put all of this stuff, this stupid stuff behind her. You know, even if she don't want fame and any of that, I'm just praying that whatever life that she wants or desires to live, that the Most High God blesses her with, and good, to bless her with good people that have pure intentions around her, because there's clearly some foolishness going on, and sometimes it's sad when you see that your family got motivation and not pure intentions all the time for you. So that's my thoughts on this whole situation, y'all. I'm just not buying the whole I would say grow spiritual that I heard, and the whole going down memory lane and stuff like that. That should have been done, in my opinion, days ago, when the public thought that this girl was vulnerable. Because it's like, if you a parent and you just hearing something that you feel like is your child being vulnerable about her mental state and things of trauma that happened to her, you're gonna be you're gonna be there. You're gonna be like, baby, if that's you, I'm here for you, call me. You're gonna be on every media so that she could see you, especially. But we didn't see that, and it made me think about what TK said. Maybe it could have been because those L-time cameras was not there, because it was all rolling up on the K publicists and stuff like that when the cameras was rolling. And the biggest media story in time that your daughter probably would have needed you is if in fact you thought that page was her page, and it really raises some questions. Did you not react because you knew it wasn't her page? Like, it just makes me ask a lot of questions, because a lot of people kind of suspect them in certain ways. I don't, like I said, I don't know I don't know. And it just, to me, like I said, would be really messed up if that's what happened with that. But I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe it's just that the people just maybe could have had some stuff going on. Maybe they just fame driven and they was focused on other things. But that single being pushed kind of really turned me off and really had me looking at them with the side eye. Anywho, what are y'all's thoughts on this whole situation? It's King BritneyChanel. Do you feel like TS has a reason to be mad at TK putting out receipts? Do y'all think that TK was justified and that she helped the public see that it was some scheme type of money grab situation going on? Leave your thoughts down below. It's King BritneyChanel. Definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all soon on the next video. It's real interesting that Patreon page has since been closed down. Guess it really wasn't Joy's story after all, because if it was hers, verification probably would have been able to most certainly be provided to Patreon, and that is very telling. Folks, I want y'all to really be aware in society. Please ask questions before you give to anything, before you give to anyone. Okay, what is this money going to? Is this, you know what I mean? Is there any way you can provide me with some verification, validation, and some things, the necessary steps that are needed before people give funds to anything or endorse anything, okay? It's King BritneyChanel. Like I said, I'll see y'all soon on the next video. And, this is sad that you have people pretend to be Joy and the page has been shut down. So see y'all soon on the next video, and I hope y'all enjoyed my commentary on this. Come shop with me now at my Teespring store, KingBritneyChanel Couture. I provide custom apparel and so much more for an affordable price. We have items like leggings, t-shirts, and hoodies. So thank you for shopping, and I hope that you enjoy. Hey honeys, thank you for watching my video, and if you haven't, definitely make sure you check out my Teespring, KingBritneyChanel Couture, where you can find my latest merch. I upload a lot of new designs frequently, so definitely make sure you check it out. We have mugs, we have wall tapestries, canvas art, pillows, fleece blankets, apparel, and so much more. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video.